Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on January the 26th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. All right, so in terms of overall what's going on in the markets, today we saw some back and forth in the stock market. Like we had discussed on the weekend, there was a proposed stimulus package, or there still is a proposed stimulus package for $1.9 trillion. And looks like Democrats have come up they're in some trouble with the Republicans. So there's opposition from Republicans in terms of passing the stimulus, which was to be expected. However, that has caused markets basically markets are concerned about that because now they may go back and forth, and we may actually see another delay in the stimulus package like we've been seeing over the last few months. So because of that, stock market did go back and forth. So that's something to keep an eye on in terms of the stimulus relief. Other than that, the number of cases have been growing, and there have been additional concerns in regards to the new variant of the coronavirus so that's another thing. So before, there was more positive sentiment in terms of vaccines being distributed, but now with the new strain coming out, that is adding some a risk to the markets as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But overall, coming up here on Tuesday, we don't have a ton of important data. There's consumer confidence numbers here. They're expected to stay the same. So that should not make much of a difference. But we do have actually employment numbers here for British pound here out of UK. So with the numbers here, if the numbers are drastically different, so if they come in much lower than expected, that would be negative for British pound. But vice versa, if they come in positive, higher than expected, that would give it a positive push. But if they are negative, watch out for a drop there. And then in the Asian session here, we do have CPI numbers, inflation numbers for Australian dollar. Last time when we saw CPI numbers for New Zealand, they had come in better than expected, which moved New Zealand dollar higher. So we can expect a similar reaction here for Australian dollar if we do see the numbers come in higher. So New Zealand CPI numbers move New Zealand dollar higher, and these are likely to move Australian dollar higher should they come in above expectations like the New Zealand dollar ones. All right, so let's move on to the charts here. We will start off by taking a look at our euro here. Euro, as we can see, price here didn't really make it through the resistance here, and it's held below. So US dollar did well today because of some of that risk aversion sentiment coming into the market. The bias here is sideways, though. It's been trading in this range over the last several days. And at this point, as long as it holds below this 1.2190, we are looking for a move back towards the bottom of the range here. So neutral bias. This is not very bearish at this point. It's still trading in a range sideways. So neutral bias. Target is 1.2050 here. Pound dollar here, pound is failing to get through this resistance level here. It still has that upward trend here, but now the momentum seems to be fading. So today's candle close is neutral for the last several days here. It hasn't been able to break through that resistance. So chances are we see a move lower here. And in terms of the targets, the first target here we are looking at would be 1.3620 and then 1.3520. So neutral to bearish bias here for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this one as well, still moving slightly downwards here. We have a neutral candle close. As we can see, price has been making lower highs, so looking for a move back towards the support level here. This is also trading in a range here, so looking for a move back towards the lower part of the range, 0.7650. So bearish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one is also sideways at this point. It is neutral. It has a little bit of a bullishness here, but we may see price get into trouble towards this resistance. So this is where price has been stuck in this range over the last couple of weeks here. We may see a move back towards 0.7235, and if it holds, then looking for that move back into the range. Bias here is neutral as well, and I'm expecting a move between 0.7235 and 0.7100. Dollar CAD here, this one is still a range bound here as well, and this has been stuck in this range for last several weeks here, 3 weeks at least. And as we can see here, price is making its way towards the top of the range. I will look for a retest here at 1.2800. If it holds, then we may see that move back into the range here. So for now, neutral to bullish here, and looking for a move higher towards 1.2800. All right, let's take a look at our commodities now, starting off with silver here. As we can see, price is slowly making its way down. It doesn't look like the momentum seems to be fading a bit right now, so watch out for that. But bias is bearish in terms of our target here. First target is 24.85 and then 24.00. So neutral to bearish bias here for silver. Gold here, gold, today's candle close is completely neutral. It's been going sideways here. Now for this one as well, neutral bias. We may see a retest of today's high, but then I'm looking for a move back into the range here. So neutral bias back towards 1828. Oil here, oil also going sideways. It's been stuck in this range here. So looking for a move back towards 51.35. So neutral bias here for oil as well. Copper hasn't done much either. Today's candle close is completely neutral here. So looking for a retest of the low here at 3.52. So neutral bias for copper as well. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin looks like a pin bar here, which means we're likely to see a drop. So bias is bearish. In terms of our target, first target is 30,280 and then 28,800. So bias here is bearish for Bitcoin. S&P 500, this one has been stuck right into the resistance over the last few days. Today we did see volatility in the market with all the concerns with the stimulus package. And at this point, as long as it stays below here, we're looking for a drop essentially. So bias here is neutral. And as long as it holds below 38.65, I'm looking for a move lower here. First target would be 37.80, and then second target is 37.50. Nasdaq here, Nasdaq went in both directions here, but as we can see, a big, quite a strange trading day, a lot of volatility in the market. Same here as well. We saw this back and forth here. So all these concerns in regards to the stimulus bill. So watch out for more of that commentary. So if we see problems with both the parties reaching an agreement, that will cause concerns in the market, and we could see the market drop as a result of that. But this one's still holding the bullishness here. Now we may see a dip, but as long as it holds above here, we are still likely to see a further move higher. So bias here is neutral to bullish for Nasdaq. All right, Dow Jones here, this one's looking more bearish than the other ones. As we see, price held below this resistance level. Today, it did go test the bottom of the range. So I'm looking for a retest, but we may see a bounce back into the range here. So watch out for that. Bias is neutral to bearish. 30,600 is the target here. And with DAX here, we see the price is holding here. We do have a bearish candle close, but price is holding, so it may struggle. We may see price go back into the range. Watch out for that. It doesn't quite turn bearish till it goes through this resistance level, sorry, through this support level, and then looking for 13,500. But until then, we may see a range bound move. This one has been range bound for last 2-3 weeks, and we may continue to see this. So watch out for that. Footsie here, Footsie did drop, but it's into this support level here, and this is where it's likely to struggle. So coming up here, we may see a retest and then a move back into the range once again. So bias here is neutral for Footsie. And with Nikkei here, this one is also stuck in the sideways range. It's still holding on to this bullishness here. So I'm looking for a retest of this support. And if it doesn't make through, back towards the top of the range here. So bias right now is neutral. Target is 28,375. So neutral bias for Nikkei as well. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.